Welcome in, everybody, to Betting Pros. It's time to place your bets. And it's me, Joey P. Joe P's a P of that, of course, is Scott Bogman. It's you. And we're hanging out talking Thursday night football. Got a fun one here. Kansas City Chiefs. That's right. I've decided
that's the fun part.
That's the fun part. That is the fun part for sure. And yeah, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Denver Broncos will be squaring off. Not so fun part. A little less fun potentially there, but a football game nonetheless, which we love. We're a big fan of the football here. That's why we do what we do. So, Scott Bogman, we're very excited to get this one underway. For everybody hanging out with us here in the chat, if you got questions, you can drop them in there. You want to talk about the Arizona Diamondbacks?
I mean, Joe, it's just a great day. You know, it's just a great day to be alive in the world and seeing people. You know, it's just life is a gift. That's why they call it the present. So, you know, it's a great time to be alive, man. It's great.
There you go. Sweeping the Dodgers. There you go. Daniel H is drinking the Kool-Aid with you. Go D-backs. There you go. But yeah, baseball has been fun, but we got Thursday night football to talk about. A big number here, 10.5. We'll get to that in just a second. But before we do, I just remind everybody out there, we got free stuff to give away, including this Odell Beckham jersey, because he doesn't need it. You might as well use it. It's that time again. If you want a chance to win a signed Odell Beckham Jr. Baltimore Ravens jersey, courtesy of bettingpros.com, your place to start betting smarter, not harder, you need to subscribe to the Betting Pros YouTube channel right now. Comment below in this video, and that's it. We'll be announcing our winner right here on the channel, so make sure you turn on those notifications, click that bell till it goes ding, so you can be alerted if you are the winner and when new episodes of the Betting Pros show drops, so you can claim your prize, that Odell Beckham jersey. You might actually use it this week. Apparently, he's trending towards playing, so there you go. I guess anything's possible.
They'll take anyone who can catch a football.
Well... Oh, look, I'm sure this week, watch, it'll be like 300 yards passing for Lamar. I mean, the Titans secondary is not great, Boggs. And
I am fine with Lamar throwing all over the Titans. I got him in many fantasy leagues. It wasn't that way against Pittsburgh. So
yeah, there you have it.
Could have been.
All right.
Those guys were open. Could have been. But
well, look, I mean, it was collective too. I mean, I know we're going on a rant here, but that's fine. But it was Zay Flowers, it was Mark Andrews, it was everybody. Bateman, oh god,
huge
Bateman,
one.
a couple,
like his one target too. You know.
Oh yeah, Bateman had the one big one. That's right. Zay had multiple, but you know, it's still it's like these are fixable things. Drops are fixable things.
Yeah.
Speaking of drops, by the way, too, it's not like the Kansas City wide receivers haven't been dropping footballs all year too. Even Rice, who everybody's loving right now, that's another guy. The drop rate's not been great for him. But you look at the numbers here. This is how this game shakes out. On DraftKings, best number you can get is 10.5 on either side at -110. If you like the over on the total, 46.5, you can get that over at Sugar House at -114. On DraftKings, you can get the 47 on the under at -110. Then if you like the Denver Broncos to upset on the money line, and I don't, it's +475. If this one was in Denver, I actually would give them even more of a puncher's chance. But Boggs, let's talk about this game, because I haven't gotten your take on it quite yet. But my instinct is with Kelsey being banged up. I know Pacheco, we're looking to have a huge game today, but this Kansas City team just hasn't really, I don't know, clicked on all cylinders for me yet. I know this seems like a smash game, but it is in division games, a short week. I think Denver can keep this one in here in garbage time, but you disagree, correct?
Yeah, I do. I mean, look, the Chiefs love to not cover double-digit spreads. It's one of their favorite pastimes.
They do, and that's another thing, another feather in my cap on that one.
But the Broncos are miserable right now. Dude, they just lost by 10 to the Jets, and that was at home. I mean, you know, sure, they had the scoop and score at the end of the game, whatever, blah, blah, blah. The Jets, they lost to the Raiders. They let Miami put up 70. Like, this is just not a good team right now. You have to assume they're going to look better, because it can't be this bad the entire this season. I would think that it can't look this bad the entire season. But I mean, Joe, have you seen they're giving up 187.6 yards per game?
I know,
on the ground, and the next highest total is 154. They've got him by 33.6 yards. I mean, it is absurd how terrible this Broncos defense has been playing. So I think the Chiefs are going to score a lot of points. I think we're going to see big chunk gains out of them.
Oh, is Chunk going to be here again?
Chunk Gaines is going to be there again. Yeah, he might be there on Denver's side too, but
Chunk gains.
Yeah, chunk gains are our bookie or whatever. Sounds like one of my cousins from Missouri, chunk gains. But yeah, I mean, I don't see how the Broncos stay in this game. The Chiefs have been way better on defense. It's Chris Jones has come back. So I mean, I know it's a rivalry game and it's a Thursday night game and weird stuff happens. So it's not like my favorite bet of the week, and I'm not going to have a lot of cash on this game, but I like the Chiefs, and because the Broncos defense is so bad, I like the over. I mean, this is a 35-14 type game.
Okay, so you're in on the over, you're in on the plus 10.5 here. I'm sorry, the minus 10.5 on the Kansas City side, correct? Just so
Yeah.
I'm okay. I'm going to take the Broncos side of this game, and not just to be contrary. I legitimately think everything Bogman said is right. The Denver Broncos are terrible.
You took the Raiders on Monday, and it worked. So
I did. It's the Raiders on Monday, and I also took the Bears on Thursday Night Football 2 weeks ago as well.
Yep.
And that also worked. I am catching up here. And it's the weirdness of Thursday Night Football. It's these in-division games. It's the everything looks like it's going to be a smash, and it's just never that simple. It just isn't. And all the stats and all the numbers Bogman giving me is right. Just something about the Chiefs this year, they just haven't really
Broncos play them hard even when they're bad.
They always do. And I think they'll get up for this game. I think Kansas City looks at this game as like, this is a game we should win. We will win. It's at home. We'll figure it out. Denver looks at this game as like, this is our season. And I think those are very dangerous positions. So I don't think Denver wins. I mean, if I did, I'd be running to that plus 475.
Sure.
I'd be running up, put a big giant C note on that bad boy. But I can't get there. But I do think 10.5 is a lot. And I might even want, if I could tease this and then put it with some other things, I might do that as well. But again, two different perspectives so far. But you're right. Thursday night, Monday night, Thursday night, 3 in a row here. Well, 2 in a row anyway, where I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. So we'll see at the end of the day what we have. We've got some good questions here in the chat. So let's get to some of them. Before we do, just a quick reminder as well, make sure you join our NFL contest. This is available over right now at bettingpros.com/NFL contest. Or if you download the app, which I know you have, you can go ahead and just click the community tab and join. You can see the winner gets a Jackson Smith and Jigba jersey. You don't even have to have betting legal. These are just picks. Make 5 picks a week, 100 in the season, and you can win the JSN jersey or win a monthly prize, weekly prizes, BP swag, Fantasy Pro swag, upgrades to BP and FP. We got all kinds of amazing things going. So check that out today. And Boggs, let's get to some of the questions here from the chat. We've got one here from Z here. Rashee Rice, 2.5 receptions. You like that one?
That's fine. What I really hate is the way that Kansas City rotates all of these wide receivers. I mean, the snap percentage is they're crazy. So like last week, 65% for MVS, Sky Moore 56, Watson 44, Rashee Rice 30, Kadarius Toney 38, Justin Ross, was in there at 9%, working exclusively around the goal line. So they break up all of those guys so much. I could easily see Rashee Rice could easily have 5.
Well, right now,
in this game,
if you like this number, Z, this is why you bet it at Betting Pros, because Sugar House has it is at 1.5.
Yeah,
so you can get that over there. Look, the juice is insane. So, you really probably shouldn't go there. Actually, now that I'm looking at the juice of it, but it's fine. Ironically, and I heard this, and again, I mentioned this on the FP live stream a little while ago. The man versus zone coverage, the way the numbers shake out, Sky Moore is actually not a bad play today. And I know that's gross, and I know it hasn't worked out, but with Travis Kelce's injury on top of it, yeah, he's on the field a lot, and this sort of coverage that Denver's going to throw out there actually statistically favors Sky Moore from what we've seen so far in terms of targets. Now, he hasn't brought them all in,
right?
But the targets are there, so that's a more interesting
Kadarius Toney. So
here's another one from Mims. Mahomes 272.5 passing yards with the windiness potentially.
Yeah,
you under this one?
Yeah, I think that's fine. I don't, the weathermen are always so hit or miss. It is a coin flip. It says it's going to be windy and gusty. I don't know. I
That's
feel
fine.
like
I mean, Mahomes has a cannon. Windy and gusty bothers me with Ryan Tannehill more than it does Patrick
but
Mahomes.
it
You know what
is, I mean, it is big wind. It's 15 to
That's what they
30.
used to call you in high school, I think,
That's
right? Big
right.
win?
Yeah, exactly.
Big win.
Always winded. So,
Oh,
but
that's why?
yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, look, the passing totals could go under, but it's also like the defense for Denver is so bad and they give up so many big plays that it could take him like 3 throws to get 50% of that, and then the rest is just dinks and dunks the rest of the night. So I don't really like betting that number tonight. I don't like the passing yards for I don't like the receiving yards on a lot of guys either because of the way they break it up and how bad Russell has been. Like Russell's gone over 300 yards a couple times, but it's all like big passes to Marvin Mims and Brandon Johnson that do it. So
Well, at
it's
a certain
just
point too, I mean,
the
you've got
bad
to change
offense.
up. So, like, you can't keep getting into the red zone and pulling Jerry Jeudy off the field. You can't keep getting in there and, can't keep Marvin Mims off the field all the time if you use your most, athletic wide receiver or whatever we think of him at this point. Like, enough is enough. Like, Sean Payton has to go back here and say, look, whatever we're doing is not working. We got to try something else for the most part. JB's got a good question here too. So JB says, I like Kansas City total, so I don't have to worry about Denver contributing. Yes, that's fair. If Denver puts up garbage points, see, that's my whole thing is the Denver garbage points at the end, where I think this double digits isn't safe. I think this is going to look more like 7 or 8 at the end of the day, not so much the double digits.
I mean, it definitely could, but like I said, I think the Chiefs put up like 5 touchdowns, maybe one on defense.
Well, one of my favorite things, we got to start with this because on Monday's look ahead show in BP, we were talking about the smash of the week is the Pacheco over on whatever the rushing total is. Now, before it came out, speculatively, I said it at 70.5, and Sam Hoppin, our very own Sam Hoppin, said that's crazy, that's too high. And I said, I don't think it's too high.
a game.
Now that number's 74.5. Scott Bogman,
over.
Okay,
over, baby. It's gonna go way over, and this is a ladder bet situation potentially, because really? I mean, look at those alt lines, Joe. They're pretty big on the rushing side for Pacheco. There's another ladder bet that Welsh already took, by the way, that we're going to talk about, but it is, you're plus 200 at over 100, you're plus 425 at 120. I don't think I don't 120 is crazy, right? But 100, I mean, would you be super shocked to see him have a 60 or 50-yard touchdown? You wouldn't.
No, but like you could see CH getting a couple carries. You could see McKinnon getting a couple carries. Like that stuff happens, unfortunately, which I hate.
It does, but the snap percentage has been getting higher and higher for Pacheco every single week.
Look, I'm like the minus 160 juice you're getting on FanDuel right now for the 70 is hilarious. Like to get the 90, it's plus 140. See, this isn't a ladder bet situation for me. Like you need a ladder bet situations for you, like A-Chan, like we talked about last Friday, which is why it worked, is because it wasn't just wrong.
It was set super low too.
It was set super low and it was super wrong. Like it was completely off. And it's because Vegas really didn't understand or get to that point with A-Chan where they thought like it was going to be enough for him and all this. Like he's so explosive and he got it in the first half. Like that's the thing. Like I bet it up through 100, but like, he could have bet it up to 150 and he would have made even more money. But I think those are very specific circumstances where you have to look at it. I was tempted to do it Sunday afternoon with Connor against Cincinnati because that also was set a little too low. And I'm glad that I had the discipline. This is why they build hotels and casinos, because I sat there and I went, ooh, that Connor number is too low by a couple too. Do I want to keep going? I said, nope, I'm just going to walk away. Just walk. And I did. And I was very glad that I did it because James Conner got hurt, unfortunately, for him. And fortunately for me, I had some discipline. All right, let's talk about Russell Wilson. What are your thoughts on the Russ bus here? By the way, QB 8 in fantasy. How about them apples?
How about over half a pick? I mean, this one has been paying off for me recently. It's minus 110. We keep picking the worst quarterback in these primetime games to have a pick, and they keep throwing picks. And Russell hasn't been throwing a lot of picks this year, and Kansas City hasn't been getting a lot. But my game script is Kansas City gets up big and Denver has to pass to come back. You have the wind, you have the weak offensive line. There's many ways to get this interception if it does play out like that. And even if it doesn't play out like that, it's a closer game. If it's a closer game, I think the passing is going to be working on both sides then. So, I will probably get this one early from Russ. He is not looked the same. He's not setting his feet right. He's actually getting okay protection. I think the pass blocking grade for the Broncos is pretty decent from PFF. It's like, I think it's like 11 or 12 in the league. So it's not even halfway down. It's not in that bottom half. It's been okay. And he still hasn't been hitting open targets. So I like KC to get one here tonight.
Okay, so there you go. So we talk about KC getting a pick here on Russell Wilson. You're right; those have come in pretty well. Always like the slam dunk ones, like the easy ones. All right, so we talked about Pacheco, talked about Russell Wilson. Let's talk about Jerick McKinnon, 13.5 receiving yards at -115, over or under.
This is, I'm sorry, Jerick McKinnon over. I mean, look, this is a bad run D. So I think McKinnon's going to get out there. I think his touchdown prop, Joe, was like plus 245, somewhere around there. Like,
I will check for
McKinnon
you
doesn't
right
get a
now.
lot. Well, I mean, he had like 9 last year. He doesn't get a ton, but he
Plus
does.
280 for Jerick McKinnon to get the end zone today.
Yeah, and they use him in those goal line packages. And if it is super windy and it's causing a problem, you're going to see them run the ball.
My favorite one,
particularly down by the goal line.
I'll keep this real simple. My favorite one is Mahomes at plus 370
to score.
Mahomes
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't hate that one either.
It's a great return. Ball's in his hand. He's got Kelsey's limited. He might just be more of a guy who's, out there as a decoy a lot of the night too. I think Mahomes at plus 370 is such a smash.
I mean, Mahomes hasn't been crisp either. He threw a bunch of picks against the Jets. He's been throwing some interceptions too.
This is why I keep going to that 10.5. I just think it's too big. I think it's too big.
I understand. Look, here's the thing. I just don't want to count on the Broncos because I take the Broncos plus the 10.5. They lose by 20. And I am just going to go, what the hell was I thinking? Depending on the Broncos, they've been miserable.
It's Thursday night football, though. Also, by the way, the rushing total for Patrick Mahomes, which I've taken every single week on the over, and every single week I feel like I've hit it, is 20.5.
I like that
so
one too.
That's another one too. If you think Pacheco's too chalky or whatever it is, or you want to try to get it on something else, I like the Mahomes rushing total over, and I like the anytime touchdown score plus 370 is just a great number. In fact, I'm going to put those two bad boys together because I think when you do, good things will happen. Bogman, let's get to another one of your picks for the night. Marvin Mims, you've got a little nugget on him, so let's go there.
How about longest reception over 13.5 yards for him? It's -115. But also his total for receiving yards was 17.5. I mean, look, the guy runs 12 routes a game. So it's hard to sit here and say, I love this one. But this is the ladder bet. And I can tell you guys, Welsh has already ladder bet this 100%. I think it goes up to like 80. I don't think Welsh did it up to 100. Maybe he did, but I think it was up to 60 or 80 or something. So, but I mean, when Marvin Mims catches the ball, it's usually 40 to 50 yards downfield. So I'm with you, Joe. I think they do need to start at least put him on a reverse, design a screen for him, put him in the backfield, make a tricky play with it, do something smart. You don't just keep throwing the ball to Adam Troutman for 3 yards. Like, I'm just sick of this offense. It's gross. It's not fun. And your defense is so bad that you have to get these, you have to start throwing the ball downfield. And they just are, they haven't been great this season. The Broncos. I'm watching Cortland Sutton highlights here on the NFL Network, but there's like 4 of them. That's the issue. So
these are one of those things where they just keep running the same highlight over and over and over.
I mean, it's like plays that I know got called back. There was a whole, that kind of stuff.
Here's one from Daniel. What about the boost of FanDuel, Mahomes and Russ 200 yards passing each at plus 100? Daniel, here's what I'd rather do on FanDuel tonight. Take the Mahomes rushing 20.5 over. Take the Patrick Mahomes anytime touchdown score at plus 370. You put those two things together in a parlay, you get plus 507. That's a good night at the office, which 2 things that I think are really very viable tonight in those circumstances. Instead of try to put it on one guy, like Mahomes to carry this team on his back, because I think that's kind of what he's doing this year. And he's kind of carrying this team. And it's to Bogman's point, he hasn't always been good, but some of it's also letdowns. It's a lot of Pacheco tonight. And I think Mahomes carrying, try to focus on the things you can control. because I think there's so many variables in this offense, especially with Kelsey not 100%. Now he's going to play, but 100% is a very different thing. Last one here. You always give us a defensive pick, so let's go with a defensive wager here. Scott Bachman, what do you have?
Yeah, how about you don't want to try that guy's name, Joe? Come on.
I'll do it. Sure. It is Felix Anuduke Uzoma.
Yeah, Felix Anudike Uzoma, very good.
What are you trying to pull on me, Saba? What do you think this is?
I worked with John Lobb for too long. You know, I love to hear somebody pronounce a tough name. So it's
John would do it with such passion and fervor too, which is my favorite.
No, and then his face would turn beet red.
If you like,
it was butchered.
Azuda usable Felix A. This guy is tremendous. It's almost he's almost like a Gilbert Gottfried character. Almost, he's like a step.
He is.
If you want to know about Felix Anuduke Uzoma, I could tell you all sorts of things about.
You know what you need to do is we need to the next Aladdin, he can be the other parrot's grandchild or something. You know what I mean? Like, whatever it is, whatever Gilbert Godfrey was. But yeah, let's go FAU over a quarter sack, 0.25 is plus money at 190. George Karlaftis is banged up in this game. He's going to be playing at less than 100%. So once again, if the game script that I feel like is going to happen and the Chiefs get up big, they're going to pin their ears back, come after the QB. I like Chris Jones to get a sack, but it was like minus 190 or something ridiculous like that. So the juice was just bad. So FAU not on the field as much, but he has been increasing his snap percentage. I believe last week it was 35%, which is his second highest snap percentage of the year, which is on the field for 25 plays. He's a pass rushing specialist. So those are usually passing plays that he's on the field for. So he's getting some shots at it. He has one sack on the year. And if Karlaftis comes up gimpy or can't go tonight, he's going to be on the field a lot. This is going to go away for him because Charles Omenihu is going to come back after his suspension, I believe after this week or next week. So I think this is a time for him. He's really going to want to go out there and get after the quarterback because he wants to make a statement and keep himself in this rotation when Omenihu comes back. So I think we could see one from him tonight, and the juice is almost paying you 2-1. So I like taking a shot at it.
A lot of people asking questions about the win tonight. And look, whether the win plays a factor or not, I think the pivot is stick with some of these simpler things. Stick with the sack thing that we're just talking about. Stick with the Mahomes rushing total. Stick with Pacheco's rushing total. Like, stick with the
low
things you can
numbers,
control.
Low reception numbers. And
look,
like
if you want to take
like
some unders,
McKinnon,
like if somebody's too big, like you take some unders.
Sure.
That's fine. I know Bogman says life's too short for the unders, but you know what?
Two of my favorite college bets this week are unders. So
there you go.
You know what I like better than winning overs? Winning money.
Yes.
So
money is much better.
I like some unders too. I don't want the under here because Denver's defense is so bad.
No, they're so bad.
I do like a lot of unders.
I'm staying away from that total. I'm just going right for the 10.5 on the Broncos side. I think Kansas City can't put them away, but Kansas City's having trouble putting people away this year.
Denver plays them tough. It's a division game. It's a Thursday night game.
What I mean.
Weird
it's
game.
One of those, it's weird. If this was Sunday, totally different set of circumstances.
We just saw.
Week,
Jordan Love turned into Daniel Jones for a game. I didn't understand it. Like, he just looked so miserable. And I think the Raiders are so bad.
They are. Well, wait till they get the Patriots this week. You'll see how bad the Patriots really are.
That team
and
is
they're
going to be like 3-3. And
by the way, everybody,
the worst 3-3 team ever.
By the way, you could catch us on our Discord, fantasybros.com/chat tonight. Myself and D-Bro are going to take you through some live betting there. We're going to pop in there, take some questions, talk about some stuff, have a little fun. So if you haven't already, make sure you join it. fantasybros.com/chat. Again, it's free to join. Go join the BP section of that, and we're going to test it out. I think tonight's going to be a little fun. Have a little Thursday night football conversation, talk about some of the bets on the board, how things are going, what we like in the second half of things. By the way, Joe Ranieri today on the show, on the pod, in case you missed it too, when it comes out, don't miss it. He had the best thing ever, and I'm going to leave you all with this. Bet the Chargers in the first half on the money line, and then wait for whatever the number is for the Dallas Cowboys, which will be plus money at that point. Second half to win the game, then bet that, because the Chargers in the first half, they're the best first half team in football, basically, and then they make zero adjustments. So get ready. I love it. I've already put part 1 of that. I'm just waiting for part 2 to come to fruition.
I don't know. This is like when the movable object meets the stoppable force. Like I don't know. Dallas is bad too. The LA is bad.
Yes, but
it's gonna be a lot of scoring.
Chargers are going to charge her. Second half of games.
Yes.
It's what they do.
Take
so
the
love
over.
that one.
Let's take the over in that.
That's
game.
also like, take them all. Take them all. That'll do it for us. But the story of the game goes on. For Scott Bogman, I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids. Enjoy Thursday night and join us on Discord, fantasypros.com/chat in the BP channel at halftime. Later, everybody.
See ya.